Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you stack silver and you like your daily news to be unfiltered, uncensored, and unbiased, well, you've come to the right place. So make sure you click subscribe. Definitely click the bell so you immediately get notified every time I upload, or you might miss my uploads. This video is going to be interesting, very fun. I found an article. Right, I dive the deepest depths of the interwebs to find anything related to silver, and if it's important, I'll highlight it. If it's not, I'll debate. Usually it's not worth a video, but this person asked ChatGPT, which is AI, what silver's price will be at the end of 2024. I thought that was a very interesting question. Now, AI is getting better. There are obviously AI trading bots, and those are pretty accurate because they're able to take the emotion out of investing or trading, where a lot of people invest off of emotion, trade off of emotion, especially times right now are so intense. It's very easy to let your emotions take over and panic sell, impulse buy, just not think rationally. That's why I always say invest with your head, not your heart. But regardless, I thought this was an interesting question to ask ChatGPT. And since I also have ChatGPT on my computer, I could ask it some questions about silver as well and kind of branch off what they're doing and maybe ask some different things. So I haven't read the article yet. I want to read this together so you guys get my live reaction, so I don't already know what ChatGPT said about silver's price at the end of 2024. So I think it's just going to make the video that much more fun to get my raw reaction. So before we start, I also wanted to mention, if you guys wanted to purchase silver from a safe place, I can offer you guys that. Email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com. You don't have to buy from me. Just buy silver and gold, whatever. Just buy it. If you guys want a safe place, I can offer you guys that. There's great deals. I'm not making videos to sell you anything. I just started working with Miles Franklin. I've been making daily silver videos since 2016 on this channel. I've been stacking silver. I buy silver every 2 weeks. So when I say, you guys can email me, I genuinely stack silver, and I just have an opportunity to offer my audience a safe place to buy with very good prices, and I'll talk to you on the phone. We can get you hooked up, weekly specials. So yeah. Just don't think that I'm making videos about silver because I'm a broker for them. No, that just happened just out of luck from being associated with Andy Sheckman. But regardless, I've always been buying silver. Always have and always will. And I recommend you guys do too. You don't even have to buy from me. Just buy somewhere. Prices are cheap. So yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. Slayer@milesfranklin.com. So let's go into this. We asked ChatGPT what silver's price will be at the end of 2024. Here's what it said. Given the lingering uncertainty in the global economic landscape, investors are seeking products to hedge against potential challenges such as rising inflation. Commodities like precious metals, including silver, have consistently appealed to investors in such environments, and the trajectory of their prices remain a focal point of interest. In this context, Finbold turned to the generative artificial intelligence AI tool ChatGPT, which is the most known, most common, to provide insights into the likely trading patterns of silver in the coming months. Specifically, we asked the tool developed by OpenAI with offering insights into the anticipated price trajectory for the end of 2024. Now, I don't think you could have done this last year because I don't think these engines were as, as up to date, as active. I mean, AI has taken off over the last year or so, but I'm still curious, and there's some things that I really am curious about jumping in before we just assume whatever they're going to say is relevant, because are they taking in all of the other principles that affect the price of silver, such as not just the gold to silver ratio, not just what CPI or interest rates are looking like. Are they taking in consideration the silver shortage, supply, demand fundamentals, the dynamics of that, OPEC, the dollar, de-dollarization? Are they? I mean, there's so many different variables. Oil, for example, stock market volatility, speculation itself. I mean, there's so many different things, so I don't know how an AI robot would, or if it would be also considering these things. So when I dive into ChatGPT in a second, when I do my little, my little research project, we'll try to pick its brain. So yeah, bullish scenario. ChatGPT outlined a bullish scenario, citing several factors that could contribute to a surge in the price of silver. The tool noted that a rebound in global industrial activity, especially in sectors heavily reliant on silver, could drive up demand for the metal. Wow. So they did. So not only did they just set a price, they explained it. And that's one of the coolest things about ChatGPT. Like, these things are smart. Like, I could tell it to write me a 50-page book about silver stacking and the history of it, and it will write me a 50-page book. Now, obviously, I'm not doing that. I'm writing my own book, by the way. It's getting published soon, hopefully. Yeah, but I'm not letting AI write that thing. That thing is my pride and joy. That is, that's my life's work, and hopefully you guys purchase it, because it does fit every, it's not just for beginners. And the way I wrote it is pretty cool. It's not just like an educational book of this is what silver is. This is what a bullion coin is compared to a numismatic coin. No, I wrote it in a way that really brings the essence of the beauty of silver beyond just its value, almost in like a poetic way, but not in like a weird way. I can't explain it. I think you guys will like it. That's all I could say. But anyways, yeah. So the weakening of the US dollar was also highlighted as a potential catalyst, as a depreciating dollar often makes commodities priced in dollars more attractive to investors holding other currencies. So yeah, they definitely are bringing in all these different scenarios. So in addition, heightened concerns about inflation were identified as a factor that could propel investors towards precious metals like silver. At the same time, the AI platform pointed out that geopolitical tensions or uncertainties were seen as a potential trigger or potential triggers for increased demand for precious metals, further boosting silver prices. So it looks like ChatGPT is aware of how bullish silver is, or how many things silver has going for it. And once the stars all align, who knows where silver could go up into those stars past the moon. So in this optimistic scenario, ChatGPT suggested that the price of silver might trade within the $28 to $32 per ounce range by the end of 2024, surpassing its current value. Now, I think that could be pretty accurate. Obviously, there's so many unknown variables. A wrench could get thrown in, especially given the election at the end of the year and so many other factors that affect the price of silver so heavily. Right? There's so many, and these aren't just little things that affect it. There's big scenarios playing out on a day-to-day basis that easily could affect the price dramatically. I mean, and we're talking about something that would be, like Ted Butler said when I covered his interview about COMEX corruption. He's saying, the fundamentals will always outweigh any type of price suppression. And silver not only is in a bubble, an asset bubble, which is bullish once that bubble pops, but also a fundamental supply deficit at record levels, which is going to keep getting further and further apart, making it even more bullish. And he said those two things, both of those explosive things together in one asset, he said we've never seen anything have that much potential. And when it comes crashing down, he said, the sky's the limit. You can't, it's impossible. I think, and I quote, it's impossible to determine how high the price could go, because we've never been in a situation with anything even close, or even remotely close to having that much bullishness, or being that bullish. So interesting stuff. But obviously there's two sides of the coin, pun intended. So bearish scenarios. According to ChatGPT, A significant global economic slowdown could be a primary concern, with reduced industrial demand for silver anticipated as industries may cut back on production and consumption. But I beg to differ, because with the green energy, this green era, there's mandates. Like, there's so many solar panels that they have to make. They have actual numbers. So it's that that was an interesting point that someone brought up that I never thought about, because I always did say, that could be a possibility. But then they were like, there's actual mandates for what we need to produce, regardless of how of the economy. So that's another good point. Plus, there's so many things used for silver. Like, I don't think that would make much of a difference. Plus, we're still setting record-breaking supply deficits, and it's supposed to get even bigger this year. But the strength of the U.S. dollar was highlighted as another bearish factor. A stronger dollar can exert downward pressure. So, we know all this, so I'm not going to cover. This is stuff that that the engine is mentioning, but this is stuff we talk about on a day-to-day basis, so I don't really need to read it. But yeah, so it's looking like the main things they're looking at is economic slowdown, strength of the dollar, reduced inflation, and technological shifts, and that's for the bearish scenarios. But if you flip it, all of those things could be bullish, and all of these things inevitably will make silver bullish. We know the dollar is losing purchasing power. Dollar is not going to last much longer. We know that will, in return, affect inflation, and we know where the economy is going, and we know technology is boosting silver. So everything that they're saying is bearish for silver in the longer term will be bullish. And that's the thing I think a lot of people really need to think about, the macro. So what should we ask ChatGPT about silver? We could do, is silver, we should start with something basic just to see how it responds. Do you think silver is do you think silver has more potential than gold in the next 5 years? Or maybe I should write it different. Has more potential. Do you think silver has, how should I write this? I don't want to write it. I want to make it very specific. Here, I'll put it like, do you think silver will outperform him? So do you think silver will outperform gold in the next 5 years? And then I'll ask different types of questions. Oh, I don't have the ability to predict future financial markets or improve. Oh, I guess that would be like investment advice. I wonder how they asked that. I want to ask the same question they did then to see how they got that. So what silver's price will be at the end of 2024. Oh, it doesn't. That's interesting. So I guess there are ways to go around this. This is the very vanilla version. I don't know if you guys know what the word vanilla is, but this is the just like the common version. You can update it and get different types of chatbots to probably ask more specific questions without all the restrictions and the programming behind it. But I want to ask something else. What should I ask it? Do you think silver is a good investment? Or do you think silver is... yeah, I'll ask that. A good investment. Man, I can't mention anything about that. That's interesting. What could I ask that won't come up? What could I ask? I should have thought this out before the video. I didn't know it would do this, though. Let me think. I don't want to ask history because I already know the history. Actually, I could ask this. What's the oldest recorded gold to silver ratio known. Let's see. I've seen 2.5 to 1, 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold. And I mean, they're saying the Roman Empire was 12 to 1. But yeah, I've seen a lot earlier than that. I'm actually going to try something. I'm going to type in 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold and see if that will pick up anything online and maybe bring that up. I don't know. I just like trying to break the system almost. Like, I don't want to use this search engine like everyone else would, because I feel like there's a lot of 2 and a silver equals 1 part gold. Let me just see. Seems like you're referring to a specific ratio. If 2.5 parts equal 1 part ratios 2 is given. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever has this ratio been documented in history? So no, I mean, it says 12 to 1 historical text could base. Yeah, I guess it's true. I don't know what else to ask. I mean, what else could I mean, I know everything. Like, I mean, I guess I know everything that you could ask on this as like a normal question, you know. Trying to think. Ooh, I have an idea. How much silver is in this? I want to check my knowledge. How much silver is in an EV? It should be 50 something. What, it doesn't even say. Okay, I don't like this. It's not saying any type of number. It's so bland. This is ChatGPT 3.5. They do have ChatGPT 4, but you have to buy it. Huh. Anyways, I guess I'll wrap this video up here. I still thought it was interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this. And if you guys have done any research messing around with AI and silver, I thought it was pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Remember to subscribe. Remember to click the bell because I do post daily. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.